Welcome to Benidorm, the Mediterranean mecca for bargain-loving Brits hoping to live the Spanish dream. Thousands of us head here to start a new and cheaper life in the sun.
Massively cheap over here. Ridiculously cheap.
Everything's so cheap, believe me.
It's cheaper to wash your car in wine than it is in bottled water over here.
From campsites to apartments to villas, there's accommodation to suit every pocket.
I ended up buying a caravan for €500. Yummy beans on toast.
And there's always a way to make ends meet if you're willing to work hard, very hard.
We're hard-working enough to know that it's not just a matter of sitting back and reaping the rewards. You've got to put the hours and the effort in.
And with record numbers of sun-worshipping, life-loving tourists heading to Benidorm...
There's more Brits than Spanish in Benidorm.
It's like Blackpool, but with the sun.
There'll always be bargain-loving Brits in the sun. Coming up on tonight's episode, Benidorm bar owner Tad Crocker runs into trouble.
The police came, so we got closed down, but I've got to get this bar open.
Jack of all trades Dave fights to keep his family in Benidorm.
It's so hard when you've got a family that depends on you. If you don't earn, you starve, basically.
And it's a dog's life for man's best friend.
You take your rubbish and people have dumped them in bins. It's heartbreaking.
For most Brits in Benidorm, it's all about lazing on the blue flag beaches and living it up on the strip. But for a few 100,000 expats, it's about escaping dreary old Britain for a life in the sun. Many pensioners hit the campsites for cheap living.
I'm enjoying myself out here and the weather's fantastic and you just can't beat it.
But if you need to work and can't speak the lingo, there's only one option. Open a business that caters to other Brits. And the most popular dream is to run your own bar, as it's fair to say we're partial to the odd pint or two.
Euro pint? I mean, where can you get a pint for €1?
A euro a pint? It's expensive.
Trouble is, there's already 2,000 bars in town, so it's the hardest game of the lot.
I'd been coming out here for about 3-4 years before we actually moved out here, and I'd seen the bars on here, and I thought, if they're making money, it must be easy.
It's not. It's a constant struggle for survival, but that doesn't put Dave Dennis off. It's been his dream to run a bar ever since he arrived here from Newbury 9 years ago.
The recession had just hit in the UK, and I'd always wanted to live abroad. I thought if I'm going to do it now, so I pretty much sold everything I had, and off I went.
He's done a bit of everything since. Rental agent, man with a van and airport runs for mates.
Luxury aircon travel to the airport and the aircon stopped working. We have to do manual aircon. Electric windows. God, it's hot.
Legally, he can't charge a fee, but his friends can make a donation to petrol.
Right, thanks again.
That's that job done. And they give me a little thank you towards the petrol.
But the pressure to earn is greater now, as the odd 30 quid for petrol won't provide for his young family. 33-year-old fiancée Claire and their 2-year-old son James.
From a father's point of view, you want the best for your kid. It's so hard when you don't have a regular income and you've got a family that depends on you. You don't get the dole over here. You don't get any housing benefit. If you don't earn, you starve, basically.
Dave needs to pull in around 300 quid a week just to cover the rent, bills and James's nursery fees. It's time for him to get serious.
I've got to find a bar or something regular that I can work at rather than... You know, I don't know from one day to the next if I'm going to earn any money or not. It's getting to the point now where if I don't get something regular and secure that, you know, I've got to look at sort of going back to the UK, which is something I really don't want to do.
He's found a bar, he just needs to convince his mate and business partner Brian to lend him the cash.
It's the right location, this bar always was good, so there's no reason at all why it can't be good.
But as Benidorm bar veterans know, setting up these days ain't easy.
I won't come to Benidorm now and start up, because now it's too hard. There's dozens and dozens of people come over and just lost the money within 12 months. And the bar's shut. The landlord takes it back. Next victim.
Meet Tad Crocker, proud Yorkshireman and leading British bar owner in Benidorm.
I've got a good business. I now own the Yorkshire Prides, 1, 2, 3, and the bar Why Not. We now call this place Taddydome.
Modest as well.
And this is my little baby here. This is my #1 pub, is this. This is where I all started from. when I started making money, and then everything else just followed, like.
But like Dave Dennis, Tad came here with just a dream.
I used to work down the pit. 84, Maggie Thatcher ruined our country. She fetched Mr McGregor in to close all the pits. Never forgive her, and never will. That's why I left England, and that's why I came to Spain. When I first come here, I couldn't use a till, I couldn't pour a pint, I couldn't clean my own lines. Never done it before. All I know from leaving school, straight down pit. And I've had to learn myself, and I've learnt myself good, I think. Very hard work. This is the things what people don't see, because I do it all myself.
And that includes living up to the famous thrifty Yorkshireman stereotype. He never pays full price if he can help it.
If I don't do this, the prices will be so high, and I think that's why we're so successful, because I can do this knowing that I'll get all the discounts for the bars, like. Me being a little bit cheeky, I'm always in to seat manager for a bit of discount. Discounts, 16%. That's what you've got to do when you're in this business. Get things as cheap as possible, so I can sell it to you for as cheap as possible. Proud to be a Yorkshireman, and I always get it cheaper, always.
Tad's recipe for success in the sun, serving English punters, English food, cooked by English staff. There's a theme here.
This is the chef, Stephen.
Hi. OK. Nice to see you.
He's been here quite a lot of years now. How long is it?
10 years now.
10 years been here with me.
Yeah. I come part-time, just to help him out 1 week, and I'm still here.
Yeah.
Best food in Benidorm. This is a small one. I couldn't eat a big one.
It's all proper chips. It's not frozen, it's proper potatoes.
I feel a bit sorry for Spanish, because if they don't learn English, they don't get no work. This is our Mandy. She's the night manager.
Hiya. Nice to meet you.
I don't speak Spanish at all. You don't need to in Benidorm. Benidorm's England.
And workaholic Tad is always on the lookout to make the town more English.
I just love working. That's my problem. I'm obsessed with work. I get it up and running, tickety-boo, get good staffing, and then I must move on to next chapter, which is another bar.
And he's bought it already. His fifth, a run-down bar called the Queen Vic on the same road as two of his other bars. He now needs to find a new manager and turn the bar around before high season for Brits kicks off in 6 weeks at the start of September. But the hardest test of any expat bar owner is prying the cash out of the Brits on a budget. Benidorm's campsites are full of scrimpers who want the cheapest prices. Mo and Peggy Levy from Bournemouth have spent the last 16 winters on camping Villamar, but they've been together much longer.
We've been married now 61 years.
Go on, say what you always say.
If I'd have done a couple of murders, I'd have been free now.
Charming. Mo and Peggy and over 50,000 British pensioners come back to Spain every year for 3 things.
Cheap food, cheap drinks, and the sun.
And they know a few tricks to get cheap drink even cheaper. Notebooks at the ready. First off, Mo asks for 4 glasses.
1 is vodka, 1 is brandy, 1 is lemonade, and 1 is empty.
No ice, please. Means more room for booze.
They're big measures.
They're more than a treble, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mo's brandy is topped up with lemonade, and the vodka is topped up with Coke, but it's still too strong for Peggy, so this is where the extra glass of lemonade and the empty one come in. Mo pours half the vodka and Coke into the empty glass, then tops up each glass with the extra lemonade, leaving Peggy with 2 long drinks for the price of 1. What's left goes into Mo's brandy. Waste not, want not. And the cost of this alcoholic alchemy?
£5.40, my love.
Yes, you heard it right. €5.40, about £3.90.
Cheers.
Benidorm is home to over 2,000 bars, serving everything from sangria and sauciness to beer and burgers, often run by Brits working hard to make ends meet. Tad Crocker owns 5 bars in Benidorm, but even after 22 years, he knows he can't sit back and relax.
I get up every day, I work hard, and I like playing hard. That's my motto.
He works 16-hour days, 6 days a week, meaning only 1 day off to enjoy the villa he shares with girlfriend and former bank worker Olivia and their dog Diesel.
I'll never be rich, and I've been working all my life, but I'm always going to have a comfortable life. If I say I want to go on holiday, I can go on holiday. You know what I mean? But you're never, ever going to be rich out here.
But despite being comfortably off, Tad has taken a risk buying a 5th bar. It's been his for a week and it's struggling to get customers.
It's very old and tatty, but once I get my Yorkshire price stamp on it, It'll all change, and then it'll be a busy bar like the rest of them.
That means an entire refurb, and he's only got 6 weeks until high season starts, so it isn't going to be cheap.
To complete this bar to my standard, I reckon about €80,000, maybe 90,000, plus loss of earnings, because we're going to be shut for 2 months, which it's just got to be done well. The bar's such a mess. It's got to be ripped out and got done. And in September, we'll be up and running. We should be busy, making it all back.
You hope. The refurb plus loss of earnings comes to about 140 grand.
Still hurts when you've earned all that money and then you just lose it like that. Being a Yorkshireman, every penny counts.
It could be a risk, and to add to that gamble, he's chosen girlfriend of 18 months, Olivia, as his new manager. She's never run a bar full-time on her own before.
I might be manager, but it's not my bar. But I'll do my best, obviously, for Tad to actually run it for him.
She'll do pretty well. She's going to be a bit nervous at first, but she's got a lot of staff under her. But it's, like I say, it's a new adventure. With a bit of luck and my name, I think it'll be successful.
I'm now officially the new Peggy Mitchell. So if I'm Peggy Mitchell, who are you?
I'm Phil Mitchell.
So you're my son?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm his mum. Great. Well, yeah, I do mother him, actually. And he's mothering.
He's laughing now, but with a massive chunk of his savings at stake, will Tad's confidence get the better of him? One man who could do with a wedge of savings is Dave Dennis. He's found a cheap bar to buy to give his family financial stability. It's a snip at 14,000 quid, but he's skint, so he needs to convince his friend and fellow property agent Brian to loan him the money.
This is sort of like one of the main tourist areas around here, so any of the bars generally in this vicinity are in a good location. It is make or break for me, you know what I mean? Brian will get his money's worth out of me. I will graft. And it will be a success.
Dave's got big plans for the bar, but will it be enough to persuade Brian to cough up?
There's the potential, because you've got the natural pitch on the roof coming out, you should be able to take the front off and put a slidey roof on to open the terrace up. What are your initial thoughts?
I like the size of it. It needs a lot of TLC.
The only reason at the moment it's not doing very well is because the owner's just lost a heart in it. He's got the other bar, that's doing fantastic, because he's there all the time, he's watching it, he loves it.
Dave's family's future rests on Brian's decision.
You reckon you want to go for it? Oh, it's hard to get excited, you know what I mean? I've had so many opportunities and so many good ideas and everything like that, and they just end up going down the toilet for whatever reason. Straight question, how long will it take you to come up with some money?
3 days.
3 days. Happy days. If in a week's time and the cash is there and I get given the keys, then we'll have a big party.
It's going to be an agonising wait for Dave, and in the meantime, he still has to find work to pay the bills. It's the same for every Brit who ever dreamed of starting their own business in the Spanish sun.
I came to Benidorm 9 years ago. I always wanted the dream because I lived here when I was 16. I worked for a supermarket back home, and I got made redundant when I was on maternity leave. So I said, right, that's it. I'm off to Benidorm.
Welsh-born Karen Robinson runs a pie and pasty store aimed solely at the British market.
I think it works in Benidorm, the pies and pasties, because it's home from home.
€5 then, please. Thank you.
We're known as Benidorm's answer to Greg's, but Simply Delicious, that's our actual name.
But business has taken a dive recently as the big hotels have upped the ante in the fight for British holidaymakers' money.
All the hotels on this street within, I think, was 1 month, 6 weeks of each other, all went all-inclusive. It was very difficult because, of course, people was in the crisis and they paid for all-inclusive, so they paid so much for their holiday and that's what they wanted to spend.
And one of her biggest sources of income has dried up too.
Initially, when we first opened, we were so busy, but next door they have a pool and there was no fence, so all their clients used to hop over the wall. They basically used us as a pool bar, and the manager wasn't very happy, so they put a fence up and they put a gate up, so now they can't just hop over because they say they were losing business.
First step on her drive to get more pasty punters into the shop is a new sign. For that, she's using another hard-working Brit, Paul Callow, 33, from Darlington. Like Karen, he spotted a niche, making money from other people's failures.
There is a lot of bars that have shut, but that's not bad. That's a great opportunity for me. Normally, I'm driving around and I can see the opportunity where people have closed down. So I'm in there pretty much like a vulture, to be honest, with my business cards and seeing what I can advise them on and things like that. There's always an opportunity for me to get in there.
And it's paid off.
Not one street in Benidorm that I haven't done a signage for of some type, whether it's a bar or a shop or whatever.
But Paul knows there's more to success than just finding a niche in the market.
I love it. I get up in the morning to do what I do. And that's what it's like in Spain. You've got to work hard, and anything you do in Spain, if you work hard, you're going to make money.
Now he just has to hope Karen thinks his hard work is worth the £250 he's charging.
So today we've got to set up the light box, make sure it's all lined up and what have you, fit the ends on there, and then go to the other end and line it up at the same process. It's perfect, don't you worry about that. I'm just getting the last person's name off that did a bad job and my name going on properly now.
I was a bit concerned because we wanted the Simply Delicious in the middle, but now seeing it, I think...
This is what it says in the tin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice with you again.
Thank you very much, thank you.
Step 1 in Project Profit complete. Time for Step 2, a delivery service to local British businesses.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Not everyone has what it takes to keep a business going, like Paul and Karen. For the ones who fail when the savings are gone, it's back to Blighty, leaving nothing but broken dreams. But sometimes that's not all. At Benidorm Dog Shelter, they take in dogs left behind when their owners scarper. It's run by dog-loving volunteers like Donna Sandlin from Lancashire.
Come on! I've been here for about just over a year myself. I love it. It's amazing. It's hard to see the dogs and when you're putting them back in the cages, but you get such a good feeling after you finish. It's just amazing.
Over 100 dogs are in the shelter at any one time, walked and fed by the dedicated volunteers. Many of the dogs are dumped due to lack of cash.
A lot of Brits do come to Benidorm to live the Spanish dream. They come opening bars, and sadly it can be difficult, and unfortunately it doesn't work out for everybody, and then they do go back to England and leave the dogs behind. Hi. It's a shame because it's so cheap to get transport back to England. Costa Blanca Dog Home do dog transport and it's £190 and it's direct to your door. Your dog, take them back with you.
The charity relies on donations to keep the dogs fed and housed, but they can't stay here forever.
It's very rarely a dog will die here because we do get a lot adopted. It's like, I think this year alone up to now, we've got over 120, 130 dogs out owned.
For Donna, it's a labour of love. She has to work all hours to be able to afford to volunteer here 4 days a week.
I do mobile spray tans. I can be doing spray tans like 2 o'clock in the morning when people have finished work. Then they'll come to my apartment, so I can work it around what I want to do. But I can only do that more or less in the winter months, because obviously it's 35 degrees now, so nobody really wants to spray tan in summer. I can spend a lot more summer mornings here at the shelter. I'd come here every single day if I could.
And she has her favourite.
This is Star. Hi. This girl's so beautiful. She's been in about 6 months. It baffles me why she's not got a home. She just loves people so much. This girl just melts my heart. If I didn't have dogs myself, I'd have them myself. Won't we? Yeah?
Donna can only hope someone falls in love with Star and adopts her soon. Weeks after Tad added the ailing Queen Vic pub to his empire, it's time to close up for a full refurb, and girlfriend and manager Olivia can't wait.
I'm glad to see these ugly decorations go.
Is that full? Can you manage that? Are you sure? You're hurting your back.
The heavy lifting's left to Tad and the lads.
Put it down, use a step.
Because where there's booze, there's brass.
Jesus Christ. Oh, absolutely. I'll do it this way. Proper Yorkshireman, waste not, want not. I don't chuck nothing away. Put that into the bar, be used to be gone by tomorrow.
The bar is due to shut for 6 weeks. That means no pay for the staff. Tad and Olivia have been giving them extra shifts to cover the layoff, as well as holding back their tips.
They'll have this to take and next week's to take as well, which the tips are quite good in here. So it'll be equivalent, possibly, maybe a week's worth. So at least this way, if they've got anything to pay, they'll have the wages and whatever they've saved, plus a little bonus, which will be like the tips.
It's brilliant because not a lot of employees would do that. Not a lot of people would do that for you. They just expect you to get onto it, get on with it, and I know if I need anything, I can always come to Tad and Olivia for their help.
Hopefully, we'll see them all back here in 6 weeks.
I don't get tips, mate. It's disgusting. I keep them employed and everything, and they just don't get no tips at all.
It's a hard life, Tad, and it's going to get a lot harder. He can only afford to shut for 6 weeks to turn the Queen Vic around, and for once, he seems a little worried.
Let's see how it goes. It's going to cost me a lot of money, and then I've just got to hope it works.
Dave Dennis has his own worries. While he waits to find out if he can go face-to-face with Tad in the bar world, he still needs to make £50 a day to cover his rent and bills. First, he's teamed up with friend and fellow property agent Brian to sell an apartment.
I mean, the apartments are in need of a reform, hence why they're so cheap.
Dave has run Benilets as a side business, renting and selling apartments to expats for 8 years. This one is selling for £90,000, and flogging it could net them both $2.5 grand in commission, which would go a long way towards buying his dream bar. But after 20 minutes, it's a no-show.
It's the big problem with my business is it's not reliable. So it does put a lot of stress on, you know, when you're trying to pay the bills. If I don't rent or sell, then, yeah, I can't pay my rent.
With that big payday out of the window, Dave needs any job going. With poor Spanish, he has to rely on other Brits for work and be prepared to do any job.
Right, job number 2, pick up some sofas, deliver them. That's one of those fun noises, isn't it? Which bit first? These are friends, so we're doing a drop-off and a pick-up for them. We're charging 50 quid, you know what I mean? So, which, divided between 2 minus petrol, it's not a lot of money. Just like that. It's all about the base,
Van loaded and they're off. But on arrival, Dave's bad luck strikes again.
No, he's not answering his phone. He's not answering the door. Oh, yeah. No one in. No, we're outside, we're pushing the buzzer. The place looks well shut up. I've got no problem at all sitting on my ass if I'm getting paid by the hour, but when I'm on a job rate and I want to get the job done and go home. We're due lunch anyway, so ring me when he's there, yeah?
A couple of hours and half a cow and chips later, it's finally delivery time.
What was supposed to be a quick 20-minute drop-off is now we're 2.5 hours in, but unfortunately the money doesn't go up, so what would have been, you know, 20 quid for half an hour's work's now turned into 20 quid for 3 hours' work. All of these little things, they all sort of add up, and if they all work, then great, I earn a really good wage, but yeah, as life is, they don't always work. So by ducking and diving and doing random things, I earn more, but it's not guaranteed, and yeah, it stresses the hell out of me all the time.
Benidorm is the dream destination for Brits wanting a new life in the sun. A reported 30,000 of them are here to make a living. One business that's hoping to grow is a pie and pasty shop run by Welsh-born Karen Robinson. She started a delivery service, tapping into expat workers' love of British food.
When you're on holidays, you always want something from home. Some people don't always want to try when in Rome, be in Rome. People want to have what they're used to back home.
Her secret weapon, Lancashire-born Yvonne Thompson.
We are getting the basket ready for the deliveries. I go around Alfar's, Albier and Benidorm offices and hairdressers and other little shops for the English people abroad. I love my little job, it's good. I love driving around.
Oh, look at her, she's getting excited. And there we go, my lovely. What would you like? What flavour? I will have Worcester sauce. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I miss British food. You have to travel all over to try and get it, so this is nice to have a little snack, a little treat.
Yvonne and her husband both have to work to keep their dream alive, but she knows it's worth it.
They say British are a nation of pie eaters, don't they? We used to have a pie shop in England, me and my husband, like a delicatessens. And then we moved here for a better life for our daughter.
Hello, Andy.
Come on in.
Hello. Fine, thank you. Are you?
I'll let everyone know you're here.
Yes, thank you. We've got sausage rolls and some ham and tomato and cheese pizza baguettes. Would you like anything, sir?
Something healthy today.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
They're just €1, sir. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Sometimes I get the odd complaint that things are expensive on me around, but I don't think they are. I think it's a British tradition that the British want things cheaper. Karen charges less on a sandwich round for the delivery for the offices, that people that work here, than she does in the shop. The sandwiches are dearer in the shop for the tourists.
You all right, everybody?
Yvonne is in charge of the menu, and today she's trying out some new items. It could be a bit risky.
Feta cheese and a pasta.
Feta cheese and bacon, very healthy.
You've got one. Bye. Sound like Waltons, don't we? Night, Jam Boy.
The food's really nice, and it's nice that she calls in and we can buy our lunch, because we generally don't get a chance to go out and buy lunch because we're busy all the time.
I'll have a Plymouth. Do you want a Plymouth? Yeah. Fantastic. There you go, Claire.
There are some naughty bits in the box. She has the sausage rolls and Cornish pasties, so we try to resist those.
I'll have a Cornish then. A Cornish. All right.
Good day.
I've had a good day, yes. We've sold all the sausage rolls and slices. Come back with a couple of sandwiches, a couple of salads, but yeah, everything's gone well.
But will the delivery service deliver the extra cash she needs?
How much today, Yvonne? About 200?
Yeah, about 150, 200. Yes, yeah, not bad. Yes.
The pies have paid off. Now for the icing on the cake.
My day is finished. I'm going to go home, get changed, and I'm going to the beach.
And there's a mini celebration at Benidorm Dog Shelter as one of their dogs is being adopted. But it's not Donna's favourite Star. It's a 6-month-old puppy whose owner became too ill to look after him.
This is Eddie. He's been adopted today by a lovely English family. So this is his last day in the kennels here. As you can see, he's really excited to get out. We're all really happy that hopefully we'll never see him again. He has an amazing life.
Expat couple David and Dee have arrived and can't wait to get their puppy, who they first saw a week ago.
Came up here and...
We just saw him and that was it.
As soon as we saw him...
He'd got to come home with us.
There's a place for him where we are now, and he'll make our house a home, won't he?
Yeah.
He'll get us out of the house and keep us fit.
David and Dee are shocked by the number of stray dogs in Benidorm.
Over 100 dogs in this place. Oh, I just couldn't believe it. It's heartbreaking.
Left everywhere. Canals, fields, in bins.
Oh, yeah. Bins is the worst thing, isn't it? That, you take your rubbish and people have dumped them in bins.
At least we'll make one little fella happy today.
Yeah.
It's so nice to know that he's getting it. It's lovely when a dog goes. It's like...
I have practised on him with the lead,
Oh,
so it does work.
Yeah, perfect.
Cheeky.
No, that's Star. You can not want Star as well.
Yeah, I know her.
Nice try, Donna.
You're next.
Yeah.
You're next.
With the leash on and safely in the hands of his new owners, Eddie can start a new life.
No, pull.
The charity charges an admin fee of £135 that covers blood tests, vet check and a doggy passport. Eddie the dog's got a fresh start, and one person who is waiting for his own is Dave Dennis. While Dave waits to find out if he can get the loan for a new bar, he still has to make ends meet, and once again, he's relying on mates for work.
Yeah, so we're just going to go pick up a friend of mine, move some stuff out of his house. Benidorm's latest victim to go back to the UK, unfortunately.
Ricky has been a Robbie Williams impersonator for 12 years in Benidorm, but it's not all flashing lights and glamour. Ferocious competition means the pay is low and Ricky's had enough. His showbiz dream is over. He's leaving everything behind except his dog, Missy. Donna would approve.
Have you remembered all her passport and it?
Yes, I've got it in all the bags and everything. I didn't really sleep last night, so I pretty much did all the packing last night. So it's just a case of just whacking it in the van, thank God.
It's been a bit stressful for you, isn't it?
Really stressful, really hard this winter, yeah. I suffer with depression and work was being really quiet and drying up and splitting up with girlfriends and yeah, it's been a really tough year. There's no work in the winter anymore. It's just changed so much, it really has. Like for the worst as well, I think. So you just get, like I said, in a rut. You go to work, you get drunk and then you sleep all day, you know.
You get yourself in a bit of a vicious cycle.
Oh, totally.
Ricky's breaking his journey home by staying with a member of the Take That Tribute Act. Guess which one? No, it's Gary Barlow.
I don't know what's staying here.
My suitcases I need to take in because I'm going to sort clothes and stuff out.
Not a lot really, is it, when you pack up your life and, you know, you could fit it in the back of a small car?
Leave it out, Dave. In a few weeks' time, he will drive Ricky and several other Benidorm victims' belongings back to the UK, including Missy. It'll net him a few £100.
It's not something we'd normally do, sort of foster someone's dog, but we're getting paid to do it, and he's a friend as well, so... yeah, it's business, isn't it? And she's quite cute at the end of the day, so we don't mind too much.
These little jobs aren't enough to secure his young family's future. For that, he needs potential barbacker Brian to make a decision soon.
He's a good lad. He's bought a couple of bars before and had bad staff, and it's sort of gone a bit wrong for him, so he's wary now. But it's frustrating when you get the opportunities and you just haven't got any money to buy them with, you know what I mean?
If it doesn't go to plan for Dave, he could take a leaf out of retired Super Savers Mo and Peggy's book to make his money go further. They never use taxis when walking's free.
We're just going down to this place next to the Red Apple to find out what the exchange rate is and change some money if it's good enough. If not, we'll go down to the indoor market.
Mo thinks he's spotted a good deal.
Extra rate for the loyalty card.
We haven't got a loyalty card for here.
That might be a problem then. So it's back to pounding the pavements. Getting the right exchange rate is crucial for the Brits who live here, especially if it involves a large amount.
We change a lot the first month, don't we? For the rent.
Today is just 1,000 because the rate's not brilliant. The rate 135.50. I get 136.50 because I come here all the time. Like special rate.
They're a couple of euros up, but walked 1.5 miles to get it.
Oh, no, they got a chair now. They never used to have a chair here.
Put your feet up, Peggy, while you can. You've got a long walk back. 4 weeks after Tad closed the underperforming Queen Vic for a refurb, his worries have materialised. There's a major problem.
Because we've had this put here, that's why they've closed us down.
The local council have ordered Tad to stop the building work immediately. His lack of Spanish means he's not read the new rules and regulations.
In August, we were well on course for opening up. Then the police came, told us we're not allowed to work in August because it's Spanish national holidays, all August. So we got closed down. Then we started to work again in September. Then the police came and said, we can't do no more work now because we need an architect now to draw some plans. So now we stood again. It's like waiting for Christmas over here. They've already got one speed and that's very slow. We're in their country, we've got to go by their rules.
The unexpected delay is exactly what he didn't want, and it's costing him 10 grand a week. It's a nightmare for everyone.
Well, with this being closed, obviously the staff are losing money because they're not working, but I must be losing maybe 2,000 a day. But I've got to get this bar open. People rely on me for work. I've told them beginning of September, obviously, as we speak now, we're still closed. So they're out of work. I'm feeling sorry for them. And it's all down to government, but once we get the go-ahead, we'll be working in here 14, 18 hours a day till we get it open.
But until then, the Queen Vic is closed. It needs to open in 2 weeks to make money in high season, but that's looking unlikely. Despite the pitfalls, Dave Dennis still wants to get into the bar game, and he's finally heard from potential backer Brian.
I was originally looking, a friend of mine was going to help me financially, but he won't have the money available for quite a few months.
It could mean the end of the dream, but...
I've been talking with the owner of the bar and telling my plans for it, and he's basically done me a massive, massive favour in letting me have the bar for sort of like very, very small initial outlay, and then letting me pay for it monthly.
Dave signed for the bar on the spot without telling other half Claire. He now has to convince her it could be the key to their future.
That's where we've got to figure out 200 keys now. Ta-da! Ta-da! So you're not too mad with me?
No.
No? You sure?
Yeah. No, I actually quite like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
This is the most excited I've seen Dave about something in a long time.
Lost my mojo a bit for a while, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's definitely last chance saloon for us anyway, isn't it? So it's got to work. It always helps if you know what I mean, if you've got your missus behind you for a start, that's a big help. But it's nice, it's a project. It's doing very, very bad at the moment, so I'll either bankrupt it or make it do good.
Bankrupt us in the process.
Yeah, bankrupt us in the process.
Trying to make this work, you're going to have to get a real job.
Doesn't sound convinced to me. The pressure is on for opening night. In Benidorm town centre, Dave Dennis has arrived to prepare for the official opening of his new bar tonight.
There's so much that goes into a bar that you don't even sort of realise. Behind the bar, just like I say, everything was just minging, absolutely minging. So a lot of the time has been spent cleaning, had the aircon units refurbished, all the fridges have been cleaned. It's amazing how far the money doesn't go. I probably put £8 grand in this place in 6 weeks, and if you look around, you'll go, where? You know what I mean? Because you really can't see it.
But for Dave, it's worth every penny if it means being a good dad, providing for his partner Claire and son James.
Not having a father figure as such growing up, if I want my son to have a dad, you know what I mean? It's tough, but every bit of time I get is generally spent with him. I want my boy to have what I didn't have.
What Dave's always had is his mum Marita, who also lives and works in Benidorm.
Well, I think tonight should go OK, don't you? Have you got anything you're particularly worried about? There's loads of people said they're coming, haven't there?
Well, yeah, if everyone turns up and says they're going to turn up, it'll be absolutely phenomenal.
Dave will have to make this work, because if he doesn't, then he's a fool, because all it needs is hard work. And I think he knows that, and I think he's prepared to work at it. And yes, I do nag him from time to time, but then that's what mothers are for.
Who knows, Mum? This time next year I might be a millionaire.
Yeah.
It's the big night, and Dave's mum's words seem to have the desired effect.
It is pressure, because you've got a lot of people depending on you to make the bar successful, to pay their wages at the end of the day. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for tonight. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. I've got a great team around me, and I'm really looking forward to tonight. So cheers, everyone. Cheers.
The bar is empty, so Dave gets to work dragging the punters in. Everything is riding on the party being a success.
Opening nights and all the rest of it, hit or miss. They can go really well, they can go really bad. So it's going to be all right in the end, but it's always just that little bit where it gets started, you know what I mean? You have that butterflies in your stomach.
Give it me, I'll fold it on the table.
While Dave strives to stay in Benidorm, penny-pinching pensioners Mo and Peggy are heading back to Blighty, just as the super-hot summer season starts.
The heat has been terrible this last month, so I'll be glad to get back to cooler weather.
To save a few quid, they always clear out the fridge.
Here we are. Ham and cheese. We do a few rolls for eating when we get to the airport.
And the drinks cabinet, naughty. And to save even more cash, it's hand luggage only. Obs.
20 kilos.
No, 10. They don't weigh now. Ryanair, EasyJet did.
Glad we got that one sorted. So, taxi to the airport? Of course not. They take the bus. Hurry up, Peggy. So it's goodbye to Benidorm.
Adios.
Bournemouth, here we come. Back in the centre of town, and Dave's worries were for nothing. The official opening party is packed.
I am actually an international sex symbol,
going really well. I mean, I'm pot washing, so if you run out of glasses, it's got to be a good sign.
The night has been a success, and it finally looks like Dave might have a steady income. Maybe.
Blown away, blown away. Couldn't have wanted more. Absolutely fantastic. If tonight's an indication of the future, then my son will be all right. So he'll get to continue living the dream in the sun.
Dave is starting the high season with a blast, but round the corner at the Queen Vic, it's a completely different story. The latest addition to Tad's empire is still unfinished and losing £1.50 a day.
I should be opening tonight. This will be grand opening. As you can see, we're nowhere near. I should be like that bar across the road now. All flashing lights, full of people. Obviously, with the town hall being like they are, we're still closed. We've lost a full month's take-ins, and it's rather bad like.
Nothing's going on, and you can, obviously my frustration is I want to get into work and obviously get what everybody else has got, which is, if you can hear outside in the background, everyone's busy.
The Queen Vic should be paying back the 60 grand refurb costs, but Tad's other bars are taking the strain instead.
It's just maddening that this is height at summer and we should be making loads of money now, and as you can see, we ain't even got any power on. It's just crazy. They're losing taxes and we can't employ nobody. Just for silly little things.
In the battle between Yorkshire and Spain, Spain is winning. It looks like Tad's big gamble hasn't paid off. Next time on Bargain-Loving Brits in the Sun, a house without love is not a home.
I have the most amazing lifestyle. There is only one thing missing in my life. I want to find love.
A caravan without aircon is a nightmare.
A nap in the afternoon, forget about it. Just wake up in a puddle of sweat.
And a job without time off is a potential killer.
Maybe a job share would be a good option, but I can't carry on like this.